Hello and welcome back to Tales from the World's Firesides. I'm Clive Gilson, the story guy, and today I'm telling a traditional German folk tale called Fundevogel. I've adapted this tale from the original by Jakob Wilhelm Grimm from their collection, Grimm's Fairy Tales, originally known as Children's and Household Tales, which was first published in 1812. It's interesting that 7 versions of that book were published between 1812 and 1857, and the number of tales rose from 86 in that first version to 211 in the final version. Now, this tale appears in my book Tales from Germania, which contains around 45 traditional German legends and folk tales. And as ever, my main aim is to tell stories that might otherwise be forgotten or lost to modern readers, particularly outside of those originating cultures. And hopefully these tales will help us to share those cultures and maybe make the world a little less complex. Right, let's get on with the story. Fundevogel. There was once a forester who went into the forest to hunt, and as he entered it he heard a sound of screaming, as if a little child was there. He followed the sound and at last came to a high tree, and at the top of this a little child was sitting, for the mother had fallen asleep under the tree with the child, and a bird of prey had seen it in her arms, had flown down, snatched the child away and set it on the high tree. The forester climbed up, brought the child down, and thought to himself, "You'll take him home with you, and bring him up with your own little Lena." He took the child home, therefore, and the 2 children grew up together, and the one which he had found on a tree was called Fundevogel, because a bird had carried it away. And Fundevogel and Lena loved each other so dearly that when they did not see each other, they were very sad. Now the forester had an old cook, who one evening took 2 pails and began to fetch water, and did not go only once to the spring, but she went many times. Lena saw this and said, "Listen, old Sanna, why are you fetching so much water?" "If you never repeat it to anyone, I will tell you why," said the cook. So Lena said no, she would never repeat it to anyone, and then the cook said, "Well, early tomorrow morning, when the forester is out hunting, I will heat the water, and when it is boiling in the kettle, I will throw in Fundevogel and will boil him in it." Early the next morning, the forester got up and went out hunting. And when he was gone, the children were still in bed, and then Lena said to Fundevogel, "If you will never leave me, I too will never leave you." And Fundevogel said, "Well, neither now nor ever will I leave you." "Then," Lena said, "then I will tell you. Last night old Sanna carried so many buckets of water into the house that I asked her why she was doing that. She said that if I would promise not to tell anyone, she would tell me. She said that early tomorrow morning, as in this morning, when father is out hunting, she would set the kettle full of water, throw you into it and boil you. But we will get up quickly, dress ourselves and go away together." The 2 children therefore got up, dressed themselves quickly, and went away. Now, when the water in the kettle was boiling, the cook went into the bedroom to fetch Fundevogel to throw him into it. But when she came into the bedroom and went to the beds, both of the children were gone. Then she was terribly alarmed, and she said to herself, "What shall I say now when the forester comes home and sees that the children are gone? They must be followed instantly. We must get them back again." Then the cook sent 3 servants after them, who were to run and overtake the children. The children, however, were sitting outside the forest, and when they saw from afar the 3 servants running towards them, Lena said to Fundevogel, "Never leave me, and I will never leave you." And Fundevogel said, "Neither now nor never." Then said Lena, "You become a rose tree, and I the rose upon it." When the 3 servants got to the forest, they saw nothing there but a rose tree and 1 rose on it, but the children were nowhere to be seen. Then they said, "Well, there's nothing to be done here." And so they went home and told the cook that they had seen nothing in the forest but a little rose bush with 1 rose on it. Then the old cook scolded them and said, "Oh, you simpletons! You should have cut the rose bush in two and have broken off the rose and brought it home with you. Oh, go and do it at once." They had, therefore, to go out and look for the second time. The children, however, saw them coming from a distance, and Lena said, "Fundevogel, never leave me, and I will never leave you." And Fundevogel said, "Neither now nor never." Lena then said, "You become a church, and I'll be the chandelier in it." So when the three servants came, there was nothing there but a church with a chandelier in it. And they said, therefore, to each other, "Well, what can we do here? Let's go home." When the servants got home again, the cook asked if they had not found the children. So they said no, they had found nothing but a church, and there was just a chandelier in it. And the cook scolded them again and said, "You fools! Why did you not pull the church to pieces and bring the chandelier home with you?" And now the old cook herself got on her legs and went with the three servants in pursuit of the children. The children, however, saw from afar that the three servants were coming and that the cook was waddling after them. Then Lena said, "Fundevogel, never leave me, and I will never leave you." And Fundevogel said, "Neither now nor never." And Lena said, "Be a fish pond, and I will be the duck upon it." The cook, however, came up to them, and when she saw the pond, she lay down by it and was about to drink it up. But the duck swam quickly to her, seized her head in its beak, and drew her into the water, and there the old witch had to drown. Then the children went home together, and were heartily delighted, and if they have not died, I believe they are living still. Okay, that's it for the story of Fundevogel. I do love these sorts of stories. They really embody some of the essential themes of loyalty and friendship and the triumph of good over evil. And its use of symbolism, I think, its connection to nature and its moral teachings make it a rich and meaningful story within the canon of German folklore. Now, if you've enjoyed the story, you can find out more about me, Clive Gilson, the Story Guy, and Tales from the World's Firesides as a project at clivegilson.com. And there's also dedicated Facebook and YouTube channels in the banner at the bottom of the screen. I would appreciate it if you could hit that like button. It does help to keep these stories front and centre. And please do follow or subscribe to the channels if you want to hear new stories pretty much every week. That's it for now, though. So until next time, keep reading, keep listening and watching, and stay inspired.